Today I'm going to explain to you what exactly is going on with the whole Zelensky incident and why Zelensky acting the fool at the Oval Office will effectively eliminate him, and Europe for that matter, from the peace process and end the conflict in Ukraine.
He's all dressed up today.
The reality going into this meeting between President Trump and Zelensky was that Trump was making an attempt to end the killing of thousands of Ukrainian and Russian soldiers per week, and was also going to try and score a deal for rare earth minerals that would help the United States recoup its investment expenditures in Ukraine for weapons, etc., and at the same time begin to break the near monopoly that the Chinese Communist Party holds on such resources globally. When you look at the regions of Ukraine that Russia now controls, you can see they're mostly along the Russian border. There is no one that believes that these territories are going back to Ukraine under any deal, under any circumstances. What makes these territories significant is that when you look at the map of where the rare earth minerals actually exist in Ukraine, they mostly lie within these Russian-controlled territories. What does that mean? Well, it means that Russia, whose only real requirement is that Ukraine does not become a part of NATO expansion, has already openly said that they would include rare earth minerals for the United States if they could get the guarantee that Ukraine would not be a part of NATO.
I think it's going to be settled quickly. I spoke with President Putin. I think he wants to settle it.
Rare earth metals are a very important component, very important resources for modern sectors of the economy. We would be ready to offer our American partners, when partners, meaning only administrative, government structures and companies, if they showed interest in working together. We certainly have an order of magnitude. I want to emphasize this, an order of magnitude, more resources of this kind than in Ukraine. Russia is one of the conditional leaders in the reserves of these rare earth metals. These are quite capital-intensive investments, capital-intensive projects. We would be happy to work together with any foreign partners, including American ones. Yes, by the way, as for the new territories, the same thing. We are ready to attract foreign partners and our so-called new historical territories, which have been returned to the Russian Federation.
So effectively, Zelensky is not needed in these negotiations. Russia controls the areas where the minerals are, and it should be noted, Russia is also not comfortable with the Chinese having a monopoly on these minerals. And they can allow U.S. companies, not military, but civilian, to occupy these areas and mine for the minerals. Then Russia simply stops fighting, having gotten their guarantee from the U.S. that Ukraine will not join NATO. With the U.S. having the border areas filled with civilians and private companies mining all of these materials and rare earth minerals, any action by Ukraine at that point would be viewed as provocation, as there would be no retaliation. Not to mention the fact that U.S. citizens would then be in harm's way, which would cause an entirely different problem for NATO. At that point, bizarrely enough, NATO would find itself having one of its members being aggressively attacked by Ukraine. So this scenario can't end in any way except for peace, and that's exactly the point. So what would be the end result if we ended up doing it this way? Well, we would get reimbursed for everything that we spent.
But the American taxpayer now is going to get their money back plus.
All $350+ billion, and we'd get that money through rare earth minerals, while at the same time solving the problem of trying to compete with China for rare earth minerals, and while at the same time ending the killing and everything that's been going on in Ukraine, between Russia and Ukraine, for the past 3 years.
That's a win, 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 win.
Trump tried to make Zelensky relevant. It brought him to the White House, gave him an opportunity to sign something on his terms, giving him the backbone of the United States to be able to bargain with, and Zelensky decided to throw that away. Now Zelensky's left with nothing but hugs and crocodile tears from the European Union, who aren't going to do anything to help him without the United States anyway. And there's no deep state to fall back on because they're running for their lives as it is. So now it's time to just sit back, grab your popcorn, and let's see how this whole thing turns out. But my guess is this is exactly how it's going to go down. Let's see how it plays out. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow. Don't forget to click the notify when live button so you can join the conversations we have every time that I go live. For more content like this on X, Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook, make sure you follow. Until next time, I'm out.